Everybody will close their eyes and try to concentrate on inner power and inner energy. We will pray in the holy feet of God to give us more power and more energy to get stability and development in our life. For that, we are chanting Gayatri Mantra. Voice should come from bottom of your heart and mind should be full of peace. Gayatri Mantra. ॐ भूर्भुवस्वः तस्सवितुर्वरेण्यं भर्गो देवस्य धीमहि धियो यो नः प्रचोदयात् ॐ rub your hands and move around your eyes very slowly, slowly. Open your eyes with fresh vision, with new attitude. Okay. I hope that yesterday you solved the question, whatever I have given you. And now we are moving forward for the who. So, while solving the question about who, we need to understand what is exactly area we need to focus. Subject is expected in answer, so no subject in WS question. Why? Because definitely when we start to see the description about who means what? Person at subject, correct? When you want to know a person at subject, at that time you ask the question related to that who. Who are you? Who is the Chief Minister of Maharashtra now? Who? So whenever exactly we are designing the sentence with the who, you should eliminate subject. You should remove that subject. Same way, in a position sentence, object and subject can be described with the who. So who, whenever you answer who, in a position sentence, past position, present position, future position, because it is exact information about subject. Object is nothing but the part of subject. Object is nothing but just the extra information about subject. Means object and subjects are same here in position. So in a position sentence, you can target to subject also and then object also. Same way, whenever we use who, at that time we have to change into be form or verb according to the he, she, it name noun. Why he, she, it name noun? Because we always use was, where according to subject. When there is I, he, she, it name noun, we use was. And in a case of we, you, they, we use where. But here the absence of subject is over there because who is asking who is the subject. And that is why when subject is absent, that is why we are confused. After who, what we need to use, was or where, am or is or are, have or has, or shall or will. So you don't need to carry any kind of confusion in that matter. Consider that who is nothing but he, she, or it name noun. So whatever treatment according to that tense and subtenses we use for he, she, it name noun, same kind of the treatment we have to use for who also. And major important thing that there is no danger zone. Whatever sentence would be over there, you are not allowed to use did, do, does. You are not allowed to use that did, do, does. And even in a case of possession and simple, you don't have to create. So danger zone is not over there. In a case of who only, again I would like to tell you. Now here when we can target to subject also and object also. For example, he is Indian Idol. Is he? Who is he? The same way, who is Indian Idol in 2008? So both way we can make the sentence. He is Indian Idol of 2018. Who is Indian Idol of 2018 when we are targeting the object? In the case of position only, So you were citizen of India. Who were you? Who were you? Because you is clearly mentioned over here, so there is no confusion about to be form because subject is very much clear here. But when you want to object, target object, at that time, who were you and who were the citizens of India or who was the citizen of India? Citizen, citizens. When plural form is over there, use were, singular form was. They will be NRI after green card. Who will they be after green card? Who will they be after green card? Okay. She has big book set of Swami Dayananda's thought. Now, who has big book set of Swami Dayananda's thought? Suraj had digital printing machine. Who had digital printing machine? Shobha will have communication skill by this course. Who will have communication skill by this course? Amol plays role of Shivaji Maharaj very well. Who plays role? Because there is no danger zone allowed here, so you have to take as it is. Okay. He phoned them for legal discussion. Who phoned them for legal discussion? Ranjana Tai will cook dinner for us today. Who will cook dinner for us today? General Secretary is preparing the text in President's speech. Who is preparing the text in the President's speech? Muslim and Hindu were fighting for disputed land. Who were fighting for disputed land? Rita will be designing new model of Lord Rama's temple. Who will be designing new model of Lord Rama's temple? Karishma has registered complaint against Ali in police station. Who has registered a complaint against Ali in police station? He had accepted all mistakes in the front of police. Who had accepted all mistakes in the front of police? We are IT engineer. Who are we? Again the position. Who are IT engineers? Who are we? Both way. In absence of subject, in absence of object, we can make. She was my teacher of science. Who was she? And who was my teacher of science? The principal had Bain's car from institute. Who had Bain's car from the institute? Producer has BX3i imported camera. Who has BX3i imported camera? Now, here, how would you make the sentence? Is it possible for you?
Yes,
Who would make? Come on.
I will.
Somebody should take the initiative. Then after that, I will tell who will perform now.
I will.
Yeah, please.
From A, sheet number 39.
Hmm.
Who is he?
Absolutely, who is he? And same way, when we want to target answer he, then
Okay. Who is the most eligible bachelor of India?
absolutely right. Very correct. Very good. Excellent. The
Next.
next. Here,
Who?
just a minute. Anil sir,
Yes.
before 28, 2018, this
Hmm.
is time indication. And whenever you make the yes no type sentence or WH sentences, remember well,
We keep
now
it
at that time,
end
see,
of the
you have to cut and put it at the end. Okay.
end of the sentence. Yes.
Okay. Thank you. Please move forward.
Okay. Who was she before 2018?
Absolutely right. There you are. Excellent. Excellent. And right now, if you want to target that she in the answer, then how would you make the sentence?
Uh, who, just a minute. Who who was she? Was just a, who was she? Just a
No,
servant.
she we are expecting in the answer.
Okay. Uh, who was just a servant before 2018?
Exactly. Exactly. 100% right. Yeah. The next one.
Uh, who will Satyam be of Microsoft?
Correct. And when we want to target Satyam, then
Who will be the CEO of Microsoft?
exactly, absolutely right. Excellent.
Uh, who was interest in who has interest in football match? Uh,
Correct, absolutely.
okay. So next one.
Next.
Uh,
Because only position sentence is possible with the object and subject. Otherwise, other can't. Because when we want to target that object in other verb-oriented sentences, there we use whom. Okay. Now E number sentence.
uh, who had all Marathi biographies of Swami Vivekananda? So,
Absolutely right. Excellent. Excellent. Any other people? Daniel sir has given the answer in a very correct way. The five questions. Any other person can take that remaining five? Those all. If you make any mistake, if you commit any mistake, I'm there for you. Don't worry. I will guide you. I will tell you what you are doing wrong. But at least you have to take the initiative to solve it.
Sir, can I try?
Yeah. Yogesh sir, please.
Who will have automatic robot toys in this year?
Absolutely. Who will have directly? Absolutely. Then next.
Who says about Indian culture and tradition?
Exactly. Who says about Indian culture and tradition? Correct. Next one.
Who pray to God for your success?
Who prayed to God for your success? Absolutely right.
Uh, who will leave our house on coming Monday?
Who will leave our house on coming Monday? Absolutely right. The last one.
Who is
Mhm.
writing big book on dirty politics of Pakistan?
Who is writing big book on dirty politics of Pakistan? Yes, absolutely right. Correct. Very correct.
Who was pampering my son and daughter?
Who was pampering my son and daughter? Absolutely right. Very good. Okay. Now next, who will do the next remaining sentences?
Can I say
Yeah, Vedant, please.
who was pampering my daughter, my son and daughter?
Who was pampering my son and daughter? Okay.
Who will be dancing on stage for monkey
Who will be dancing on stage?
money?
Um,
Who have won the heart of sports lover?
no, you have to make it here has. Who has? Why has? Because here we need to change into according to he, she, it name now. So in a case of who, we always use that kind of treatment. Who has so,
Who had sold a new car at low price to us?
exactly who had sold new car to us at low price?
Who are they? A real army man? Men.
No. Who are they? That's it. And who are real men? Both way we can make.
Who are real men? Who was Prathamesh at that time in this company?
Correct. And when we want to target the Prathamesh, then
Who had all who had all facilities from government?
who had all facilities from government? And please sentence who was the HR trainer at that time in the company. Yeah? Huh. The next one.
Who has lot of prize from people and businessmen?
Okay. Who has a lot of price from? people and businessmen. Correct. Now, the next sentence we are going to target over here. Try and understand well. There are two types of sentences generally here in WH, dependent WH or independent WH. What is dependent WH and what is independent WH? Dependent WH means that after WH you have to attach particular word to describe that because they are not independent. So, which, whose, how many, how much, these are the exactly things which we have to understand. So here in that direction, we need to focus properly, very properly. So whenever you use, which do you like most? So you say, what are you asking, sir? Which mic, which car? So after which you have to add any kind of word. After which, which, which do you like? Which song do you like? Which car do you like? Which color do you like? You have to describe that which because it is dependent. It is not independent. So whenever exactly you ask the question by using which, you have to attach particular word to describe that which. Okay. Which do you have? Which subject do you have? Which can you speak? No, which language can you speak? So whenever you use which, you have to attach particular word to describe that which. Individually which cannot be work. Understand well. Individually you cannot work for that. This is very important thing. Huh? Understand well. Then same way whose do you use? Hello, whose? Whose car do you use? Whose pen do you use? So after whose, you have to add, attach particular word to define or to describe that whose. Whose, to whose you were talking, to whose parents, to whose sisters. How many do you have? Hello, how many what? How many cars do you have? How many brothers do you have? How many books? So you have to describe even about how many and same way how much. So these are the only four WH word. These are only four WH word. In the case of this, you need to properly describe this word with the particular words. So this is very important thing. Okay, now we will go exactly to understand this. Now, which political party is India's favorite party? Okay, which? Now, BrahMos missile were in Mumbai. Which missiles were in Mumbai? There will be Indian Airlines flight airport. Which flight? Which flight will there be at airport? She has Japanese robot. Now, if I want to make this Japanese robot, so here we need to understand this properly. Which robot, which furniture, which shows entry passes, which goods, then which poems, which questions, which songs, which treatment, which food, which bike, and then which news, which science, and here you don't need to use that, which radio. These are the exactly things which we have to use. Now, I have given the small clue to you. By using that clue, can you right now make the sentence by using which word? Who is over there? From D. Already I have described the first three sentences. How to make it by using which. Is there anybody who can make the sentence by using which you just have to describe that which word and then follow the same pattern of yes no type to attach it.
Yes, sir. I will.
Yeah, please.
From E, no, sir.
From D.
Okay. She has a Japan's robot. Okay. Uh, which robot she has?
No, it's a danger zone.
Okay. Uh, which
Which robot?
which robot does she have? She have.
Absolutely right. Very correct. Which robot does she have? Okay, next to
Uh,
that.
uh, which furniture did they have?
Absolutely right. Very correct. Very correct. Which furniture did they have?
F.
Hmm?
Um, which event which event show entry passes uh, sh- I will just
Hmm?
mention. Which event show entry passes uh, shall I have?
Correct. Absolutely right.
Uh, which good does Sarika hates
Hate, not hates, huh?
hate?
Hmm. Which goods
Which
does
goods
Sarika hate?
does Sarika hate?
Hmm.
H number. Which poems which poem which poem do
No, do. It's a did, huh? See the bracket.
we just a
Because
minute.
fast form of the read.
Yeah. Wait, okay. Which poem did last week my friend read?
No, last week should be transferred to the end of the sentence.
Ah, yes. The position is last. And one more time, sir. Which poem which poem did my friends read last week?
Absolutely right. Now you're correct. Absolutely correct.
I which questions will committed will which questions committee will which questions will committee ask?
Hmm. Correct.
Uh, which which songs which song uh, which songs are Madhvi's sister singing?
Hmm. Which songs are Madhavi's sisters singing? Correct.
Uh, which treatment where which treatment were we taking?
Which treatment were we taking? Absolutely right.
Uh,
Girija.
which which foods will be Girija cooking?
Will Girija be?
Sorry. Which food will Girija be cooking? Which bike does Ronnie have read
No,
name?
why does? Why does?
Mm.
You don't
Which
need to use that
yes,
does because here the normal sentence, perfect
yes,
sentence.
sir.
It's not possession. Na?
Yes, sir. Which bike has Ronnie ride?
Ridden.
Okay,
Okay,
which bike?
absolutely. Now who is over there to make the sentence? The Anil sir has prepared all sentence in a very well manner, very correctly. Now, any other person? Priti ma'am, are you there? The camera is off, so I'm not able to see you. Priti ma'am, are you getting my voice? Okay. Huh. Who is over there right now to make the sentences by using which? Yes, Yogesh. Can you make the sentence, Yogesh?
Uh, which news, सर हॅडचं did होणार का?
Not required. Why?
No,
कारण ते possessionचं वाक्य नाहीच आहे ना. It is not possession sentence. So danger zones are only four: simple past, simple present, past possession, and present possession. So there is no need to ask the question about this because verb exists over there.
Which news had daily samachar published?
Hmm. Which news had daily samachar published? Yes.
Which is very difficult subject.
Okay, which is very difficult subject, correct?
which subject is very difficult?
Which subject is very difficult? Now, as it is Mrutyunjay, which was the great Marathi novel by Shivaji Savan. Okay, and the last one, Q.
Which which radio had had you at
Now
that
this
time?
is danger zone. This is danger zone. Be aware.
Which which radio did
Correct?
did you have at that time?
Absolutely right. Very correct. Very correct. Which is our preference for political option? Which is our preference for political option? Okay, Vedant, can you make the sentences?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, please.
Which is our which is our profession of political.
Which? No, B sentence I am talking about. Next page B.
Which Airbus there was which Airbus
Was
was
there?
there at Mumbai
Was
airport?
there? Was there?
Which Airbus was there at Mumbai airport?
Exactly. Now
Uh,
the next one.
which will be award winning song of the year?
Which will be? Which have to describe by using particular words. You haven't taken any word. Which
Which
song?
which song will be award winning song of the year?
Absolutely right. There you are.
Which group has which group had
Hmm.
which group had
Which
which
group?
group had board of direct
Director
direction as
recommended.
remember
Recommended
okay, of the training in Germany.
for the trading in the Germany. Which group has board of director recommend for the training in Germany?
Which technology had our Indian farmer?
Hmm. It's a danger zone. Na?
Which technology did our Indian farm have?
Hmm.
Which soft drinks uh, will will Shubham have? Which dishes did you want in dinner?
Hmm.
Which classes she joined in Mumbai? Did she join in Mumbai?
Okay, yes. Which classes did she join in Mumbai?
Which film? Which film shall we all friends watch in the multiplex theater?
Hmm. Absolutely right.
Uh, which ra- which Raghu? Which Raghu?
Which raga is she singing in the
In the
front of
whole
the
of
audience?
Mumbai?
Pune's audience.
Which post will be very cleaning of your son,
Challenging
challenging our son?
for your son.
Which Rutal? Which which ritual?
Hmm. Which ritual?
Which ritual which ritual will
Girija Date.
Girija Day be performing in Lord Shiva temple? Which color? Which color?
Hmm.
Which color? Which color does Nashigandha likes?
Which color
Like
does Nishigandha like? Absolutely right.
which cake had which cake had mummy made for her birthday?
Hmm.
Uh, which which call center in which center is farmers book in Chaitanya Buddha?
Hmm. Which is famous book of Chetan Bhagat, which was very expensive. Old monk painting, which painting of Picasso was very expensive. Which statue did Ma Bhagwati have? And
Which
which museum was very close from your lodge? Okay, now with the same manner, here you have to make the sentence by using preposition. Right now, just focus on underlined word, you will get the exact idea. In which newspaper? English is the answer. In which newspaper? By which app? In which temple? For which agency or for which spy agency? At which airport? Behind which poster, under which umbrella, with which company, after which movie, from which organization, by which wings, on which radio, before which book, with which cream, for which students, from which website, in which magazine. Okay. Now, would somebody make the sentence? Swaraj sir, would you like to try
Yes, sir.
the first sentence? On a screen, I hope that you are able to see.
Yes. In which newspaper did Miss Ananya Ghosh write article?
Yes, exactly. Absolutely right. In which newspaper did Miss Ananya Ghosh write article? Okay, next sentence.
By which app
Mhm.
by which app
By which app
which app
do
uses
you
taxi?
book taxi and auto for
Do,
client?
do you book taxi and auto for clients?
Hmm.
In which temple will they arrange function?
In which temple will they arrange function? Hmm.
Uh, for which is doing ISI working now?
Hmm. For which agency is ISI doing work now? Hmm.
At which airport was their helicopter landing?
Yes. At which airport was their helicopter landing? Absolutely right. Okay. Now, Mr. Yogesh, next five.
Be- Behind which poster
Mhm.
have they kept all books?
Behind which poster have they
Kept
kept
all
all books? Correct.
under under which umbrella did
Uh,
Kamla put that baby?
Under which umbrella did Mamla put that baby? Correct. Why did?
Just
Because there is had past.
But after that, put is over there. The verb is over there. Na? Yogesh, you need to work on that danger zone. Na? Again and again, that mistakes is appearing. Simply, you have to consider when there is had, have, has, and there is no verb. Then only you have to consider did. When there is verb, don't think about did, do, does. Under which umbrella had Kamala put that baby? The past participle is put only. Put, puts, putting, put and put. Next sentence.
with which company did Domia Group sign?
Yes, absolutely right. There you are. Did Domia Group sign contract of deal?
After which movie uh, will Madhurji release Tanaji movie?
Absolutely.
From which organization is Pakistan getting fund?
Exactly.
By which wings was was that political party spreading their thoughts?
Absolutely right.
On which radio uh, have we played that pravachan of Gurudeva?
Correct.
Before whi- before which book did you publish?
Ah.
Had you
Published. Even see the bracket, actually. The perfect is over there, na? Simple past, simple present, present position are the danger zone only. After have, has, had, if there is a verb. After had, have, has, there is a verb. Then don't think about did, do, does. Published clearly can be seen over there. So don't take tension about this.
uh, before which book had you published Samrat novel?
Correct.
With which cream uh, did she,
Bought is the past form, buy is the basic form. B-U-Y, buy.
did
To
she buy
purchase.
soaps?
Again,
Uh, with which cream? Sorry, with which
hmm,
cream did she buy these soaps?
correct.
For which students do they sell these books free of cost?
Correct.
From which website shall I download those photos?
Exactly. The last one.
In which magazine? In which magazine do boss read her that article?
Hmm. Not do, it's a did because in a bracket it is simple past.
Yes, sir.
So as a homework, you can do this. Same way, whose. Now, who is also dependent? Gandhi's grandson. Whose grandson? Son of big king. Whose son? Your advisor. Whose advisor? Now, his photograph. Whose photograph? Their visiting card. Whose visiting card? His younger sister's diary. Whose younger sister's diary? Diksha's handwriting. Whose handwriting? My mobile number. Whose mobile number? Our rooms. Whose rooms? J. Krishnamurthy's teaching. Whose teaching? Our organization. Whose organization? Her research. Whose research? Her birthday. Whose birthday? Their suggestion. Whose suggestion? Sandeep's session, whose session? The CD player of mine, whose CD player? Our home, whose home? Yes. Now it is very simple. I have made it simple. So how would I do that? Whose grandson is writer of that book? Whose son were you in last birth? Whose advisor shall we be for the business? Whose photograph does she have? Does she have here? Why? Because after has there is no verb. Huh? Then whose visiting card did Jayesh have at that time? Because even after had there is no verb. Whose sister's diary will Vinayak have within a daytime? Whose handwriting does he love? Whose mobile number did dead person write on a wall? Whose rooms will CBI officers search? Whose teaching are they spreading? Whose organization was investing money in government project? Whose research has B&A company shown to us? Whose birthday had Shubham celebrated in five-star hotel? Whose suggestion is practical among all these? Whose session was very interesting? Whose CD player does Shaila have now? Because after has there is no verb. Whose home had big and green garden? Okay, now I have described. Anil sir, will you please make the sentence by using whose?
Yes. From A, sheet number 46.
Yeah,
Whose iCard is there in bag?
correct.
Whose was very far from that airport?
Whose what?
Whose
Whose office na?
sorry, whose office was very far from that airport?
Hmm.
Uh, whose followers will be whose followers will you be after this session?
Hmm.
Uh, whose biodata uh, whose biodata does Kimia have now?
Hmm. Correct.
Uh, whose support did we have for our task?
Hmm.
Uh, whose whose sister will sister will have those property papers?
Hmm.
Whose truck does carry whose truck whose truck does carry 5 ton goods?
Direct use carry because there is no interference. Na? Don't worry.
Okay, whose truck carries 5 ton goods? Okay, Nisha.
Hmm.
Whose whose fingers whose fingers
Did
cut whose fingers did wait a
our
second.
Maharaj cut?
Here how we use it, did sir?
The cut is the past form. Na? The
Yeah,
past of cut, cuts,
cut cut
cutting,
cut
cut and
cut
again
and
cut.
cut and
And we
yes
know very well that the Shivaji Maharaj cut the fingers of Shahista Khan. That
yes
is
sir.
the
In
past
the
tense.
past
Na?
time. Yes.
That is why
Okay.
by using common sense we are using this.
Okay, sir. I make a sentence. Uh, whose whose finger did cut by whose finger did our Maharaj cuts? Hmm? Next, which 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 role of which the
Whose
no,
role?
sorry, who's the
Whose
role
role?
will Ajay play?
Hmm.
Then whose photo is most attractive photo among those all of photos? Whose son uh, whose son did did whose son did last Sunday police arrest?
Oh, last Sunday, keep at the end.
Yes, sir. Whose son police whose son did police arrest in Bangkok last Sunday?
Exactly.
Whose song whose sons whose sons have chief command order to go on mission?
Hmm.
Uh, whose name uh, whose name had uh, whose name had board of director recommended for training in Germany? Whose talks did motivated did motivated no sorry whose talk did motivate us perform great in sailing? Whose land was there in Satara?
Just a
Whose
minute. Make it that M again.
M K,
Hmm.
uh, whose name had board of director recommended for training in Germany?
Exactly.
Next N, uh, who whose talks did motivated us to
No,
perform
motivated. Motivated. Direct use motivated. When there is no interference between
to be
that does and verb, use direct that approach.
okay. Whose talks motivated us to perform great in sailing?
Hmm.
Whose land whose land was there in Satara?
Hmm.
Whose flat whose flat whose friend's flat uh, does she have?
Exactly.
Uh, whose trust whose trust whose trust
Yes, use direct that.
whose trust whose trust had huge fund for development?
Exactly.
Uh, whose leader is more powerful than our leader?
Correct. Now the simple here. When
Yes,
preposition is over there, use the preposition. Follow the same strategy. Let me make it. By whose bike, in whose office, with whose coach, under whose influence, for whose business success, from whose employee, with whose friend, for whose command, at whose feet, like whose dress, according to whose idea, on whose mission, beside whose home, under whose guidance, in whose car, from whose collection, for whose career. And then after that, you have to use a proper yes no type attachment. So let me give you a three example. By whose bike did they go to Goa? Did they go to Goa? In whose office does he keep our groups meeting? With whose coach shall we speak about that matter? Under whose influence are students protesting against CEA? Okay, so that is over there. Now, how many and how much? With the same way, try and understand this. Uh, how many rupees shopping did they do? Did they do? How much fair is her skin? How many terrorists will army kill from Kashmir Valley? How many papers has he wasted for writing love letter? Total how many semesters are there in MCOM syllabus? How much water is there in the river dam? How many heads did Dashanand Ravan have? How much arrogant are that MLA's sons? How many Vedas had Pandit Shriram Sharma Acharya studied? How many garlic and onion? How much garlic and onion have our farmer produced this year? How many youth's life has social media spoiled? How much strong is Ritik making himself for that movie? How many rupees has company spent on that event? How many liters milk or how much milk will Shiv Bhakta pour on Shivalinga? How many books are there in our library on biographies of great people? How much profit has Recraft Private Limited earned on the computer peripheral products? So this way you have to make way. Okay, got the idea exactly?